and welcome to Pre-Match Focus with your host, me, Tim.
And me, Lee. How you doing, mate? All right?
All right, mate, you?
Yeah, not too bad. Nice short week coming up. We got tomorrow off, 3 days with the kids, just me.
Nice.
So, yeah, the missus is away for the weekend, so it could be an entertaining one coming up.
Oh, he's out to play.
I will be turning up full grey next week, I think, in the so they're coming through the side.
So you've been busy today then?
Yeah, just getting the last bits and bobs through, and then I'll probably be busy tonight because I'll probably be lectured on what I've got to do over the weekend, basically. So.
She cracks the whip.
Oh yes, definitely. Oh, I love it.
You do love it, yeah. Right, anyway, we've just got no Friday night football and no Monday night football. So we have Saturday and Sunday football this week and double header of feature games on Saturday. So starting off with the 3 o'clock. So the first is Brentford at home to Southampton.
Yeah, probably the most dead rubber game of a lot of them to start off with, so probably going to be a harder one to predict.
I still think there's goals in it though, you know?
In goals, yeah. I haven't had that many goals this week. Well, look, to be fair, but that probably might be a good sign. There might be loads of goals now, I've said that.
I'm just thinking end of season madness. It's definitely a thing.
I'm definitely going to go big on the last game of the season. I think you'll probably only have, well, you'll probably have a relegation spot up, and hopefully the title race will still be going on the last day. But that's probably not good news if we're playing Liverpool away. So
I know, mate. Yeah.
Plenty
you've got tough remaining fixtures, really. You could be 10th.
I don't care no more. We get to that bit when we get to that game anyway. But yeah, this one, I thought Brentford started off really well against United, didn't they? Quite direct, getting affection on the set plays and unsettled United. But I've been impressed with Brentford since they've picked up the form again. Obviously, United, they could have took advantage of for going for their poor form, but United actually turned up for once on the night. So, and Southampton just complete free fall, aren't they? They threw it away in the last minute against Palace.
Always do.
And my dad will be happy because I think he won a fair bit of money off that last minute goal. So yeah, I can't disclose the amount. It was good though. Yeah, I've gone 2-0 Brentford for this one for myself. I just think Southampton, like I say, the poor form. I don't think they've been great away from home either. Brentford seem to have a little bit more about them in their own stadium. So, yeah, nice simple 2-0 win for this one for Brentford.
I've gone 3-1.
3-1, Brentford.
Right, and what's your tip for that one then, Lee?
I've gone for 9.5 corners in this one. Brentford don't usually get that many at home, but I don't think I've seen as many as I did against Spurs. There must have been about 20-odd corners in that game. Absolutely ridiculous. And like I've mentioned before, Saints usually rely on World Press to try and get their set plays in, so they try and look for the corners, play
He's
4-4-2.
flying though, mind.
Say that again, sorry.
He's flying though, mind.
He is, yeah. Well, if you keep playing to his strengths, then you're going to get the best out of him, aren't you? So.
Exactly that.
I've gone for a goal and a yellow on these again, just quickly.
Okay, who have you got?
The goal, I've gone for Mbuemo to get it.
Okay.
And the yellow, I've gone for Salisu, the centre half for Southampton.
Okay. Right then, moving swiftly on, the second of the 3 o'clock kickoff sees Burnley host Aston Villa. Clash of the Clarets.
Yes. Well, they've got to play each other twice in the last few weeks, haven't they? Which I found a bit bizarre. And the Villa fans, I suppose, seem to be a bit nervous about not picking up anything out of them. But I actually think they will get some out of this one because, for a starter, I think it might be a 1-win apiece going into it. And Burnley at the moment, even though they're flying, they've got a lot of injury problems. The leading scorer's out. They've lost the big core of the midfield as well. So I think Villa will go there and turn them over. I think they'll know, they're not going down, but mathematically they could still go down. Villa. It ain't going to happen. And that would just put the mind at rest as well. So I've gone for Villa to win 2-1 in this one.
Yeah, I've gone 1-0 Burnley.
So I think there will be one win each way, but it wouldn't surprise me if the away team are the ones picking up the results. And I'm just looking at the injury problems there. And Villa getting a decent win, getting a bit of confidence back as well in the last few games. So that's my reasoning for that one.
Yeah, good win last time round. Ings obviously starting to fire again, always helpful. Because as I say, we had the big discussion about Watkins, and can't do it all on his own, and that's the problem sometimes. So, right. So, what's your tip for this one, then, Lee?
That was one's over 39.5 booking points or 40+ booking points if you're on Sky Bet.
Okay.
The goal scorer, he looked. We just mentioned him there. He looked a bit back to confidence last week. Was Ollie Watkins to score?
Okay.
And the yellow card would be for Collins. I can't remember his first name now. So.
James.
James. I can't bloody remember. There's too many Collinses about.
Is it James Collins or?
Nathan. Nathan, that's the one. Yeah.
Nathan Collins. James Collins was the ginger fella, wasn't it? Who used to play at West Ham.
Yeah. It's just a load of Collins playing in Claret all the time, isn't there?
That's it. The Claret Collins. Right. Anyway, third of the 3 o'clocks on Saturday sees Chelsea host your boys Wolves. Calamity Part 2. Here we go.
Oh, where do I start with that one? I've never seen a ground empty so quick after that third goal went out. I was one of them as well. I wanted to go before Brighton scored the first one. I was just fed up at the ground.
Oh, it's almost like a waste of your time, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, I've had plenty of these days, and that, you know, but especially when the sun's out as well, you want to sort of like. Well, I think it was raining on the day, if I remember, but it was quite warm. I just wanted to go for a pint, to be honest with you. I needed an extra 10 after that. No, it was abysmal, and you know, if you watch any of the Wolves channels on what the fans' views are on that game, every single one of them is saying it's a disgrace and it's shocking from the boys. They just completely give up.
Down tools, didn't they?
Yeah,
I was saying United for too long.
It's the fact that they don't want you, by the sound of it. I've heard rumours of fallouts and that, but now everything's just completely turned. Like, people are questioning Large's future and everything. And this a few weeks ago, I was really happy with the way our season had gone. We hadn't played amazingly, but we was getting the results, and now
exactly. You still found yourself up there, like.
Yeah, and you know, I
was happy to. I'll tell you what, I just thought to myself, you know, I said last time round, I was like, how are United still in 6th? We've had this so-called such a shocking season, which is like beyond belief. And we've gone on about Maguire, and we've gone on about all sorts. And it's like, but then again, I started thinking to myself, how bad have everybody else around us been then?
Well, yeah. Well, I think that just proves it. If you watch that Brighton game over, try and watch that from the start without falling to sleep. So. I think I was actually falling asleep in my seat, but it's inconsistencies, isn't it? And I think a lot of them teams outside the top 6 are really bad at it. That's why in most prediction weeks that we do, I usually have a team that are going in and out of the form, and now Wolves are the one that take that mantle. So
yeah, West Ham have been having a bit of it as well. Yeah,
at least they've got an excuse to an extent, I suppose. But
because they've gone so far in Europe, yeah. I suppose.
Yeah. But it shouldn't be an excuse for a professional footballer that gets paid nearly $100,000 a week to down tools for a different competition. So
yeah,
it shouldn't be an excuse at all. And these guys are going to fight back, but I just can't see it against Chelsea. Even though Chelsea ain't been brilliant, I just can't see it.
No, I can't either. I've gone 2-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly the same, yeah.
And what's your tip then, Lee?
Chelsea to keep a clean sheet. You just don't know where our next goal is going to come from. We haven't scored in about 4 of our last 5 away, so yeah, I can't see where anything's coming from, to be honest with you.
I do agree with that, actually. From what I've seen, it has looked like it's completely changed over the last couple of weeks. I know obviously like the Nevers have had spells out, but even so, it's been rumours.
I think they rushed him back. I think he went off at half time again against Brighton, and I'm not blaming him for anything. He just wasn't fit enough. I don't think. I think he just got rushed in, and at the same time, I am questioning whether Lodge will actually be there in the summer now. We'll see come the end of the season.
Still had a relatively good season. Depends how they finish off, I suppose, doesn't it? So, right then, let's move on to the last of the 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday, which sees Vieira's Palace at home to Watford. This is my highest scoring prediction in the whole of my predictions.
Well, I'm going to have a guess you've gone for Palace to at least score 4.
4-1.
4-1. That was the score in the reverse fixture, I'm sure. It was at Vicarage Road as well. So
was it?
Yeah, so it could happen. Poor well, Watford if that happens, but they've had an abysmal season. They've been the worst team in the Premier League for me. Even if Norwich finished below them, they've been the worst team in the Premier League.
Plus, I just think how good Palace are at home and how good their fans are at home. It's like having a 12th man. So tight in there, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. And most of the best players are back, aren't they? Now, Eze got back on the score sheet last week.
Yeah, it looks good as well.
Yeah. Elise is an handful. So,
what's the other lad? Mateta, is it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. They've got options now. Now you got Edouard and Mateta and that.
Edouard as well, yeah. Ayew, Zaha, they've plenty of and Benteke. They've still got firing power, haven't they? That's a lot of players, that attacking players to keep happy, isn't it?
That's what I mean. Well, it looks like they'll get the fair amount of game time, considering Benteke is barely scored for so many years, and Ayew, to be honest, but they do give the ball when they're on the pitch, and they seem like they want to play for him, which is a complete comparison to what seems to be happening at Wolves at the moment. So.
And does.
Yeah. But you'll be all right.
Do you know what? I'll tell you what. Just sure I'll talk about it in a bit anyway. But anyway, I've gone 4-1 Palace. I just can't see anything from Watford at all, which tells me that they're going to win this game.
Yeah, I've gone 2-0 myself to Palace. It's nice and simple for the tip Palace to win. I can't go more simpler than that. If you want to look into it, maybe Palace over 1.5 team goals.
Doubt, Palace win.
It ain't going to happen though, is it?
Right then, on to the 5:30, which is the first of the headers. I don't know how, which sees Brighton at home to Man United.
That's better.
Here he is, Jazzy Kex. Right, Brighton United then.
Yeah, well, Brighton, we know, play the tidy stuff under Potter and proved that last week. Looked very comfortable on the ball. You can see what he's doing there with, if he had even better players around him, he'd probably do a great job at a top 4 club if you give him the time, Potter. Because he tries to play it the right way. And it's refreshing to see an English coach do that, because
exactly
this is the English Premier League, and how many have we got in there that actually play attractive football?
How many have we got in here full stop? Eddie Howe's doing a good job too at Newcastle.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see how they take to him, like the newer, bigger signings, how he can handle them. I'd imagine they'll be getting some players near to world class, I'd imagine, next year, wouldn't they?
Yeah, because the whole plan was him to be a bit of a stepping stone, really. But to be honest, he's gone beyond expectations, if we're honest. Only, So,
yeah, I was surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised myself. I thought it'd be a bit like iffy, but he's done really well. If
results all go their way and you struggle in all your tough remaining fixtures, they'll be ahead of you.
Yeah, they will, good deal. But if we carry on the way
that's how good Eddie Howe's done this year. Because to be honest, they haven't signed that many players. And to be honest, who they've brought in, they're not world beaters. Chris Wood, Byrne and Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah, Guimaraes looks like he could be a potential world-class player, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely got it in him. But so saying he's a bit raw, I don't know with him, but I suppose...
But they've signed what they've really needed first.
And he's got the job done.
it's worked really well for him, and it's kind of sparked some of the other lads. Oh, and Trippier as well, but obviously he's been out injured, hasn't he?
Yeah, Matt Target's done well for him.
Matt Target. Yeah, but that's what I mean. They've strengthened. They've brought 3 defenders in, and that's where we turned around and went. We remember when we were talking about Newcastle at the beginning of when we started, and we turned around and said, "Yeah, but that defense will lead goals for fun. It's just so bad." And now it's not so bad at all.
Yeah. So they'll be all right. I mean, like, we've probably got that talk out of the way with Newcastle because we'll probably be talking about City's failure in the week anyway. When we get back.
Yeah, you know it.
But yeah, that's like I say.
But as far as United go, if Matic was 8 years younger and not leaving, and if all the managers that preceded Moyes and Van Gaal, like Moyes especially, played Mata and played him to his strengths, and just played him down centrally as well, we could have really done something, because that guy should have gone down in Premier League Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because when I was speaking to someone in the week about it, and when he was at Chelsea, there was a point when he was at Chelsea where I said he was the best player in the Premier League. He was the best player in the Premier League for me. Just as effective, just as effective as what Silva could have been at City at times, David Silva, that is.
Yeah.
And then the United move, it should have propelled them, but you just barely seen him, have you? And even Matic sort of like disappeared. Now he's come back for the last few games, just almost like just giving them a.
To be honest, he just shows you that Ralph's obviously looked at everybody and gone, "This is who I can rely on." Yeah. And the oldies are kind of looks good. And to be fair, I hope he sticks with that to the end of the season, really, because we've just got to finish in that Europa place at least now. Can't go into that Conference League.
It's a shame it's took him to the end to realise, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but Ralph's not had that long, to be fair, and he probably wanted to hold out for as long as possible before allowing the people who are more likely to leave play first.
Yeah. It's I mean, like, in terms of the game itself, United have won the last 5 meetings with them, but are in poor away form as it stands, considering you was unbeatable away from home last season. But
I've gone United to win 2-1 though.
Oh yeah, I've gone for one apiece, just because of United's away form, just to pick it back up a little bit, gently, I suppose. Brighton will be on a high after beat. I mean, we ain't been in the best of form, but they'll still be on a high after winning 3-0 away. But a team that doesn't concede that many.
Yeah. And what's your tip then, Lee?
Tip for that one, I've gone for United double chance on that one. So draw or the away win would get you the result there.
Okay. Right, on to the 7:45 kickoff.
Oh, I've got my scorer and card, sorry.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry. Actually, we didn't do it for Palace.
Oh, didn't we? Oh, dear. No. Oh, we didn't? No, we didn't, did we?
So go on, what were your Palace ones?
Palace one was Zaha to score.
Yeah.
And Kamara, the left back, to be booked.
Kamara booked. Okay. And go on then, you may as well tell us your United ones then.
Trossard to score. And Matic to get booked. I've just noticed we ain't done the Wolves one. It must have been me ranting about Wolves that's put us off there.
Oh, yeah. So that was the third one. Who was that then?
And that was Menk to score. And Neves, if he plays, to be booked, if not Matinho.
Okay. We're all caught up.
What a shambles I am. What a shambles I am. I should have noticed that.
It'll all be on the screen, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm sure you can see it. So, right. 7:45 kickoff. Liverpool hosting Spurs. Liverpool look good, don't they, mate?
They do, yeah. I think they'll be in for a tough one this weekend because Spurs seem to give it a bit more against the bigger teams, aren't they?
City and Liverpool, they do, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not expecting them to beat Liverpool, but I think they're going to make it life a bit harder for them and maybe a bit of tired legs from Liverpool's point of view as well. So I've gone for Liverpool to win this one 3-2. I'm hoping for a really good game out of it. It's a night game as well. It's about
8:15.
So, yeah. So
I've gone
hopefully it'll
3-1
be
Liverpool.
3-1. Yeah, I can see Spurs scoring there. I definitely can see them scoring, especially after Liverpool had a little bit of collapse in the week.
I can see them scoring one.
Who Spurs?
Yeah, one.
I was going to say Liverpool probably batter them, I know. But no, I don't know whether this is a little bit of Conte factor in terms of Spurs giving it a little bit more against the bigger boys. So, yeah, I'm just hoping for a really entertaining game, make the title race a bit more spicier.
Yeah, me and all. But I still think they'll win 3-1. I just think there'll be too much for Spurs.
Yeah. I mean, it could be that Spurs take it. I wouldn't surprise to see Spurs take the lead and Liverpool wake up a little bit as well.
Maybe.
Because it's happened with Villarreal and then they just woke up. I know the goalkeeper wasn't amazing, was he, for Villarreal in the end? But Lloris can have those moments as well, can't he? So, But yeah, Liverpool just got way too much up top, and you know they're just rampant, aren't they?
Yep, sure are.
And probably in terms of psychological, probably the favourites to win the Premier League at the moment.
I still think so. I still think they could now. I actually believe they could get the 4.
Yeah, and it'd be your worst nightmare, wouldn't it?
Oh man, do you know what? I've come to expect that it could happen now. It's gonna whatever's. I've come to a point where I'm not even bitter about it anymore. You've just got to applaud it, credit where credit's due, innit? You know.
You have, yeah.
That'll be record breaking. So, fair play.
They're a very good team. I mean, a lot of people don't like Liverpool, do they? I've always never minded them, I suppose. My mate I say he's in Wolverhampton, he's near Birmingham now. He absolutely hates them. I suppose he tries to turn me against them at times, but you've got to applaud them. I mean, how many games have lost in the Premier League over the last 4 or 5 years? Probably about 10.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Crazy.
Yeah, I've gone.
It shows how robust they are.
It does, yeah. They've just recruited really well, haven't they? They're just every single position's just
The
been
whole plan, the whole system of how to turn your club around since Klopp came in has been fantastic.
Yeah. And yeah, even having Diaz, apparently Diaz was on the verge of signing for Tottenham before Liverpool.
Yeah,
so,
it was well close.
Yeah, they'll probably
they were planning on making a bid for him in the summer, I think. And obviously Tottenham swooped and they were like, oh, well, we got to kind of get in there now. So fair play. So anyway, what's your tip for that one then, Lee?
Both teams to score on this one. And the goal score would be for Diaz to score to probably show Spurs what they missed out on.
Yeah, I reckon you're right there as well.
If he starts, I mean, like the sort of rotation a bit.
Doesn't matter. I think if he comes on, he'll
come on and
score.
score. Yeah. No, does. He always seems very direct, doesn't he?
He's so good to watch. Makes me sick, it does. So anyway, who's the booking?
For Christian Romero, if he hasn't been suspended already, because he booked everywhere.
I know, yeah. Right then, that concludes Saturday's fixtures. So on to the first of 2 o'clock on Sunday, the 8th of May, which sees Arsenal host Leeds.
Leeds are in massive trouble again, aren't they? I still feel really bad for them because I never have them to win, and I've not had them to win this week.
I've not either.
No,
sorry, Leeds fans, if there's any out there watching, but no, I've not.
Like I've mentioned before, it's always been the defensive side of things that concern me. Predicting on Leeds to win games, you know, they say they've got everything they can going forward, but there's just seems that they have improved under Marsh, but obviously City unlocked them a fair bit last week. You know, Arsenal have got to win the game, so with Arsenal having the better players and fairly stronger at the back as well, you know, I can see Leeds scoring there, but I've had Arsenal to win 3-1 on this one.
Well, I've had the same deficit. I've gone 2-0 Arsenal. And what's your tip for that one then, Lee?
Both score no draw.
Both score no. Right, second of the 2 o'clock sees Leicester.
Doing your goal
Everton.
and booking.
Hey, oh,
Goal
you've
and
done it
booking,
again
sorry.
with the goal and the booking.
It's my fault for adding all this thing, isn't it? Someone just come in there.
My wife's just come in with a pen for something I asked for about an hour ago.
Well, we've been voting in blood.
I found one. So what did you say? Leicester and Everton. I'm completely distracted.
I'm sorry, so I was gonna have Saka to be the goal scorer in the Arsenal game, sorry.
Oh yeah.
And then Firpo to be booked because he'll be marking him and he gets booked every week.
He always gets booked. He's so clumsy. He's terrible.
Like Barcelona,
I feel sorry for him really because they've got a proper weak link there, haven't they, when he plays? And they have to play him at times because there's nobody else. So it's like, oh.
That's the problem. You brought defender from Barcelona who are renowned for their attacking. Probably ain't going to be great defenders, are they? We had a defender from Real Madrid and he was absolutely shocking. And I think he played the part in the semi-final against City. Jesus Filao. I think it was Jesus Filao. I think he probably come on for the last few minutes, I think, against Liverpool against City. And he was shocking for us. He well out of his depth over here. Almost like a Trinco has been from Barcelona.
Yeah, he's not looked good.
No, it's been confirmed we're not signing him now. So, and the Adama's coming back. That'd be great.
He's coming back to Wolves.
He's coming back, but whether he stays will be. He's definitely not signing for Barcelona.
Oh, yeah, I knew that he were on about going. Was he on loan? Was he?
Yeah, with a view to permanent.
All right, that's good for Wolves.
It is if we want to play him, and I think the good thing about him coming back might be.
I've got a feeling United will go for him.
I think it'd be Spurs personally.
I think United will go for him. I think Ten Hag will go for him.
You think he'd want him to play his style? I don't know.
Yeah,
he's got Anthony.
He likes that pacey winger.
Yeah, he's got Anthony, does he? Hasn't he? So, but at least Anthony's got half a brain.
Yeah, but he's been Barcelona now. He's trained with a few. Got another bit of a perspective. You know.
I think there's got to be a reason why they haven't signed him. Maybe he just feels like he can't coach it into him. So I think.
Yeah, you said that ages ago.
Well, if he does come back, he's got to be thinking in his mind, like, if Barcelona don't want me now, then where does my next, would it make teams like Man Utd or Spurs stand up and say, I want to sign him? Because then he'll be thinking about his future. And he said maybe he will sign a contract at Wolves. We'll see what comes in the summer. But I couldn't really comment on it because, like I said, I don't know if our manager's going to be here next season there. So I think Large loved him, but obviously because he wouldn't sign that contract, they decided to get him out with that view to 30 million being paid, and now it hasn't happened. So.
Right, well, talking about managers potentially not being there next year, second 2 o'clock kickoff sees Leicester at home to Everton.
Oh dear.
You on the bet
Brendan Rodgers? Are you on the bet Brendan Rodgers?
Both of them.
Yeah, I think as far as I know, Leicester were losing against Roma, so it's probably going to be, even though they have come back to a bit of form, Leicester. I said I've got to stick to my guns on this one because even though Everton got a great win at home against Chelsea, they're shocking away, and I've got to stick to my guns that just unless this is what's going to save them. Now Everton is if they get points away from home. They probably could. Because they've got to take advantage of Leicester playing on a Thursday night. But I just think Leicester will just beat them by the odd goals. Everton are as bad as Wolves away from home in terms of scoring goals.
Worse.
Yeah. And it seems, look how the goal came from against Chelsea last week as well there. From a shocking mistake, wasn't it? And Richarlison decided to go and throw a flare into the fans. And good luck with that, trying to get claims from the Scousers and that. No, but I've gone for Leicester to win 1-0 on this one.
I've gone same deficit, but 2-1 Leicester. What's your tip for that one then, Lee?
Oh, my old favourite, under 2.5 goals.
Hey.
3 goals coming within the first 15 minutes. Your prediction's probably most likely going to happen over mine.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I've said that.
No, you've said that, it probably will. So, who's your goal scorer and your booking then?
I've gone for Harvey Barnes to score. It's going to be a bit difficult to predict what team Leicester are going to play. It's a completely different teammates against in their last league game, wasn't it? Was it Spurs last week? It was, wasn't it?
Johnny
Well,
Evans.
obviously, in preparation for the Roma game, wasn't it? And the booking, I can't even read what I've put here. It's Coleman. The pen was running out. That's Seamus Coleman.
Seamus Coleman. Right then, the last of the 2 o'clock kickoffs on Sunday sees Norwich host West Ham. And what's the current West Ham score?
They were losing.
Losing.
I think it was 1-0 as far as would have put them 3-1 down on aggregate. While you're having a look, I'll just mention that,
Still 1-0.
Still 1-0. Yeah, Norwich, I've backed them a fair few times this year. So probably just going up and, if it was down to my predictions, probably be out of the bottom 3, but they just let it down every week. Like I say, Watford for me have been the worst team, but Norwich haven't been far behind.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Probably to be expected at the start of the season, I suppose.
They've played some half-decent football, Norwich. They've just not got the personnel to kind of execute anything.
Yeah. But this is a bit, I think they're a good and well-supported club, and the thing for neutrals now is where we're getting fed up. I mean, like we've had from the Championship, we've got Bournemouth and Fulham coming back. Mm-hmm. And it's these parachute payments, isn't it? And the Rapids just take that. They've got to do something about these parachute payments, because even though there has been a few nice delights in the Championship, like Luton potentially, if they do get playoffs now after being absolutely thumped 7-0 by Fulham last week.
They'll be unbelievable.
But they're in with a chance of the playoffs. Forest, even though they're a big club, have been down there for a very long time.
Missed a big chance last week, though.
Yeah, I was disappointed in the performance of that, considering the occasion must have just got to them.
I think so.
Bournemouth
I
just
think
had
that were a big opportunity. I thought Forest were going to beat them as well.
Yeah, I think Bournemouth just had the experience.
Doing a good job there, though, Taylor, isn't he?
Parker.
Yeah, sorry.
I know you're thinking of. He looks a bit like Matt Taylor, doesn't he?
No, that's not what I'm thinking of. I just got wrong name.
Yeah, he didn't do a good job at Walsall, Matt Taylor.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's about Parker's level. I mean, he has given it a bit of a go at the Premier League, but he needs to expand his philosophy a bit more in terms of hurting teams when he comes to the Premier League again. But yeah, in terms of what I was mentioning, it was just like, you could potentially see Sheffield United win that playoffs again. So you could have Bournemouth, Fulham, and Sheffield United back, and it's almost like the league hasn't passed us by, has it? Over the last few years. And
so West Brom are kind of dipping now. Could be in League One before you know it.
That'd be quite funny to see, because I had to witness Wolves do it. So I
think they'll struggle if they get down that far.
They did release a statement in the week saying that they haven't got no money to spend because they've made so many bad decisions in previous transfer markets. So under previous regimes, they're spending high wages still, and on the old players that have gone as well.
They're still paying them.
Yeah, because they couldn't get rid of them, and that would be the same for this summer now. If, say, for instance, they want to sell Jake Livermore, who on earth's going to want him and pay them wages? Someone would take him if he took a pay cut, a massive one, but he's going to want about the same as what he's earning at the Albion, else he won't want to leave, will he? So.
That's it, exactly. Right, well, so what are you saying, Norwich West Ham then, bud? I've gone 3-0 West Ham.
1-0 West Ham on this one. I think be a tired game. To be honest, Norwich, I only haven't had Norwich to win because they never win when I say that they will. Norwich should be going in to try and win this one, to be honest with you. Just, you know, when the relegated team gets the status and then they go and win the next week, don't they? So,
West Ham, if they once they're out of this one now, they're going to be well up for this anyway. So this is the focus then, isn't it, to the end of the season?
Yeah, they can still get in there, can't they? Europa League, but whether it devastates, I'm just wondering what their mental state will be with potentially. It looks like they're going to get knocked out of Europa League, so we'll see. But yeah, they should, on paper, should be beating Norwich. I've just sent the tip for that is simple, like the Palace one, West Ham to win the game.
Yeah.
And the goal scorer, if I get this right, is a very good prediction. Is Jared Bowen.
Jared Bowen. Who's fucking?
Declan Rice. I think if they are winning and it's tight, I think he'd just like to leave a little bit of a mark on someone.
Yeah, he certainly does. Right then, let's move on to the last concluding game of the weekend's fixtures, which sees a 4:30 kickoff for Manchester City at home to Newcastle.
In a few years, this should be
a fiery game.
Yeah, these two will probably grow to hate each other. If they don't already, they definitely will by a few years' time, won't they?
Yeah, I think so too.
British game in football, surely it's got to.
It's gonna be good even next year, I reckon.
I think this weekend's game could be a good one.
It'll be all right. I just think City will have too much for Newcastle.
Yeah, I've gone for City to win, obviously. 2-1 I've gone for.
I've gone 2-1 as well, yeah.
But I don't think it'll come without its scares, because even though City, even under Guardiola, still like to make things a bit difficult for themselves at times, maybe as proved in the week as well. They made it very difficult for themselves because they took it to extra time and got themselves knocked out. So, you know. So,
I think he'll just go back to basics a little bit, and he'll resist playing Grealish this weekend. So, I think 2-1. So, what's your tip for that one then, Lee?
Over 2.5 goals on that one.
Ooh. Okay. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes this week. Oh, no, it doesn't. We've done it again. This new feature's killing me, Lee. It's killing me. We're forgetting about everything. So go on, who's your scorer?
I've gone for Gabriel Jesus if he starts.
He's flying, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's got a great... I thought he'd scored the other night, to be honest. He wrapped his foot round it. Hell of a game, that. We'll have a chat about the Champions League one in a second. So who's your booking?
Another man who's been in great form, but he does like to pick up a booking. It's Joe Linton.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely been getting stuck in. He's definitely like a revitalised player under Eddie Howe. So
yeah, he's always been an hard worker. I just think they've brought out their footballing class in him a bit now. So it's good to see. He did get pelters, didn't he?
It's a shame for him, because the problem is, unfortunately for Steve Bruce, you've got 3 strikers there in Sam Maximin, or say 4, Wilson, who was always injured. Sam Maximin, who probably has 40 shots before he scores one.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, he frustrates me more than the Dharma, he does.
Yeah, and then you've got the other 2, what was he called? What's he called, that lad? Almiron. Couldn't hit a barn door for ages. He's terrible. And
he's kid out of In Betweeners, the film, isn't he? You like Manchester?
Yeah, and then obviously Joe Linton as well, who couldn't buy a goal. So at least it's turned around the fortunes for him. Obviously, a bit of reshaping, a restructuring, and it's working well for him. A few different signings thrown in there for good measure.
Yeah, they found him a bit deeper, haven't they? Sort of like almost like a box-to-box midfielder in a way, haven't they?
And even when he played him on the left, he still looked handy, like, you know.
Yeah.
It's a fair play. So anyway, that concludes the fixtures, as we say, for this week. So let's have a quick chat about the Champions League then. So City, last night. Crazy.
Yeah, well, I think if Phil Foden didn't have his greatest game anyway, did he? But if he'd have just left himself a little bit switched on to react his leg a little bit, that clearance off the line would have come off his shin and gone in the net, hadn't it? But,
No.
And then for the game to turn on that, it was just crazy. But same time, City can feel hard done by. I mean, Casemiro was just launching at everyone, wasn't he? And could have been sent off, to be honest with you.
Unfortunately, for like 180 minutes over the two legs, City were by far the best team and they lost.
Yeah, football hasn't won on this occasion, as well.
No, it's not. It's
but
not.
This is the thing. I mean, like, it's just in the mantra of Real Madrid that you can't down tall at any point against them. It doesn't matter how bad they've been at any point. They'll always have that in their locker to hurt someone.
It's the Benzema show, though, this Champions League, isn't it?
Yeah. He's got berry vase, hasn't he? Like fine French wine, hasn't he? So.
Almost could see him winning it just because of Benzema, you know.
He's going to be a big factor in it, yeah. I mean,
because what they're doing in these games, you can't write it really at times. You know, if you had to put your best script ahead of a film producer, and you had to make something as tense as what they've been, you couldn't write it. Honestly, they're leaving things really late, looking like they're dead and buried even majority of the games. And then all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Again, there's only so many serial winning coaches in the world. You're going to have two of them in the final. Ancelotti being the other one. Obviously, maybe his stock just fell a little bit while he was at that Everton point, but, you know, he's still... Look at how much I've missed him since he's gone, you know. But I think he just bit off a bit more if he can chew in terms of going to that Everton job. But now he's back to winning titles and potentially another European trophy. Because I think everyone just respects him as well, don't they? I don't think I've ever heard of any disharmony in any club he's ever had.
No, they've all liked him. Even Chelsea had him back twice, didn't they?
If they didn't, then they definitely wanted him back at some point, didn't they? Chelsea have gone for that many managers. I can't even remember who came back twice. So.
I'm sure he went back twice. I might have made that.
Remember Hiddink going back twice, like.
Oh, yeah.
But they both look the same as well, don't they?
Yeah, Hiddink definitely did.
But Chelsea have gone for that many managers.
He's been at Real twice, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he has, yeah. He's been at AC Milan, won titles there and Champions Leagues. PSG, obviously you're going to win the league with PSG. And I can't remember who else he went to. That might have been
the problem is, although I've got this thing about me which thinks Benzema's almost creating this story this year, that I could see that. I also, when I read that thing, I watched the documentary, not the documentary, should I say, the interview with Salah. We were talking about how before the game, he said, who would you most prefer? He says, honestly, Real Madrid. And obviously, after last time round in 2018, probably thinking that's one thing that he wants to kind of put straight. So you couldn't bet against him either. This is the thing at the minute. I think it's so exciting.
There's going to be some good stories for it, definitely. Would you back Liverpool still, despite what you say about Real Madrid? Or?
Yeah.
I think Liverpool have a little bit more. I think they've got a bit more steel than what City do at the back as well.
Got winners in there, mate. Proper winners throughout.
Yeah.
And I just think there'll be too much for him. Yeah, I just think he's solid. And Benzema, he's good. He's been good against most of them, but I think Van Dijk might be able to deal with him a bit.
Well, yeah, I think that's the problem. I think City's defenders, as big as bad as they usually can be when they're playing lesser teams, were a bit scared of Benzema. You're so a bit intimidated by him.
He was getting into all sorts of little pockets of space, you know. Brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant to watch.
It's mad, isn't it? Because like you look at the world's best actor, you know, like an old-fashioned striker, like yourself. You know, they're all like in the prime age of the 30s now. Lewandowski. Benzema.
Yeah, but even they're talking about him going Barca.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. But I'd love to see him over here for you. I can't ever see it happening now. But Yeah, but I think these players just seem to be getting better with age. Even if you'd have played Cavani more this season, you'd have seen goals from him.
He's not wanted to, by it looks to me. I don't think he's wanted to play second fiddle to Ronaldo.
Yeah, but I think they've still got high stock, to be honest. I mean, Cavani's, yes, probably dropped, but he's still a massive team and not played as many. And Ronaldo as well, of course, banging in 20+ goals a season still.
It's crazy. Man defies all logic. So anyway, right, well, that concludes another week's show. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe, and click on the bell button to keep in contact with all of our content as they come. Yes, we're going to have a slightly new setup for the new season where we'll be able to go live. I think we'll try and do stuff a bit more live with a different kind of setup. So we're branching into the future. These old men are here. We're gonna be able to get into the modern times a little bit. So yeah, looking forward to that. But it's been good so far this season. Thanks for the people that have subscribed and that have watched our show. Just a couple of Wallies from different parts of the country. But yeah, and to be honest, yeah, it's been good fun. I've enjoyed it. But we've still got some of the biggest games to go yet towards the end of the season. So keep tuned in. We'll do a competition for the last game of the season. We'll go with something. We'll announce it prior and see where we go from there. So anyway, thanks to everybody. Good to see you, Lee.
And you, mate. Take it easy.
I shall see you again soon, everybody. Take care. See you soon.
See you later.
Bye-bye.